like, yeah. And I said, man, y'all pushed me through my last workout. I want y'all to know I wanted to quit early. I wanted to phone it in. I wanted to take it easy on a few sets, but I looked over and I saw y'all grinding and it made me go harder. And I want to thank y'all for that. And you could just see them just like they would look if it was an anime, they went Super Saiyan right then and there. You know what I'm saying? They went Sage mode right then and there. You know what I'm saying? So I if anything, I want to encourage you to think about the moments and the sincere words that made a difference in your life, that made you feel like you can conquer anything, that you could move mountains, that you could be whatever you wanted. I want you to think about those moments and I want you to try to replicate them. And not in the sense where you want somebody to tell you something, but for you to tell somebody else something to make them feel what you feel. Make them feel as powerful as you did. And I guarantee the universe and God will reward you for it. That karma will come back to you 7 times fold, 10 times fold, and it will repeat itself as long as you continue to repeat that energy and put it out there. We have each other, man. At the end of the day, there's so much going on in the world. And the thing that we rely on the most to feel safe is each other, to look out for each other. The thing that we rely on the most to feel at ease, to feel less anxiety, to feel happiness and joy is each other. These moments, these small, sincere moments, you don't know how big that's going to be with somebody. Like you might be talking to the next CEO of Pepsi. You might be talking to the next um, um, president of Microsoft. You might be talking to the next guy who's going to invent the next biggest social media platform. You don't know who you're talking to, and I guarantee you, you don't know what blessings are going to come back to you from that. And we're not doing this just for blessings, right? We're not doing this just for likes or attention or to receive some type of admiration. We're doing this because this energy is what the world needs. We're doing this because to pay it back. At least this is why I do it, is to pay it back. That's the whole point of my channel, is to pay it back. Pay back the universe, pay back the world, pay back my mentors, pay back the people that took the time to sow positivity in me, that saw a light in me, that saw a fire, that saw a spark, and decided to try to fan that flame to turn it into the blazing inferno that you see before you now. So I want that for someone else. And I hope this message, this is a really dear and sincere message to me. And I did my best to choose my words carefully and not to talk down on anybody or any experience, because every experience made me the man that I am today. But I really hope that it hit home. And I really hope that it helps somebody out there. And I want you to know that if you're watching this and you are feeling down, if you're watching this and you're in that one of those moments where somebody has said something to you that's sticking with you, this is your affirmation. This is your confirmation to let you know that you are right on what you feel, that they were being negative, that they were attacking you, that they were being toxic, that they were trying to pollute your mind. You were right on that. But also, do not stay in that moment. And more importantly, do not replicate that moment to anybody else. You be better than that. You remember how that made you feel, and don't you ever strive to make anybody feel that way. You strive to make people feel the opposite. And I guarantee you that moment, it will be worth it if you can replicate the opposite, because watch the blessings that come back to you. And the blessings, the monetary blessings, the financial blessings, the physical blessings will pale in comparison to when someone that you talk to comes up to you and says, what you said, it helped me. What you said helped my relationship. What you said helped my mental health. What you said kept me from quitting my job. What you said helped me from taking my life. What you said made me a better person. What you said made me continue to fight. I remember this one young lady, and if you're watching, I want to thank you so much because you've been an avid supporter for years. She came to me. We hadn't talked for years. It wasn't like a static or a beef, right? It's just that we were working at a job together and we were no longer working at the job. And I'm gonna say this because this video is already gonna probably be 3 parts, and I'll stop. When I work, excuse me, getting over a cold. When I work physical jobs, I like to get into it. I got my headphones on and I'm moving, right? And at the end of the day, I sing out loud and I motivate myself and I give motivational speeches like I do right here, right? And she came to me and she said, you know, I try my best. I'm so glad that you made this page because oftentimes I would try my best to try to remember the stuff that you were saying and tell myself that. Man, I started to tear up. I got chills. Even now, I get water-eyed thinking about that. Something that I'm doing for myself, for my mental health, something that I'm doing for my spiritual health, for my emotional health is helping someone else. That is one of the best blessings I've ever received. I had another friend, and if you're watching, I want to thank you because you've been an avid supporter for years as well. And she came to me, and when we were working together, I was working in an office. I would hang up my quotes around my office, right? And I have a quote that I created, and it's one of my nearest and dearest quotes, and it's representation to what happens to you in life. And the quote is, "It might not be your fault that you are broken, but it's still your responsibility to fix yourself." And she came in my office one time and she was looking for something, needed some help with something, or I needed to return an email with something like that. And she looked at my board and she went ahead and talked, and then she left. And she came back the next day and she said, "Hey, you see that quote right there?" And I was like, "Yeah, that helped me. That helped me with my relationship today." And I said, "Really?" So she and her boyfriend were having some issues, and he was telling her that, "Hey, this is happening, that's happening," and they basically had an argument about he said, she said, right? Um, and he got distant, right? And she didn't know where the relationship was going, and she demanded that he speak to that. She demanded that he, tell her where they're at, right? Which everybody should. That's awesome of her, right? Okay. And he said, "Well, we're together. I got upset and I distanced myself, and it's because of what happened in the past." And she said, "I can understand if you would have told me that. I can understand if you would have communicated that with me. But for you to just get distanced like that is hard for me to deal with. And we have to get better at that." And she told him, "It might not be your fault that you're broken, but it's still your responsibility to heal yourself. And you have to heal from that trauma so that you don't continue to replicate it." So it helped. So long story short, that's what I mean by saying to replicate the good things, replicate the good moments rather than replicate the bad. So I want to end on that. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope that this video helps somebody. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. Be kind to one another. Keep me in your prayers. I'll forever keep you in mind. Endure, believe, rise.